Hey, we're going to talk about the benefits of foam today. I have a black foam that I got from a distribution company. The first time I heard about using foam in training was from Mike Hanley of Hanley Strength, and he said that Louie Simmons was using foam with his athletes for knee rehab. And he said what he would do with the foam is just have his athletes march on it, and for added resistance have them hold like kettlebells or dumbbells in their hand. So I started looking into foam, we got some, we started using it, and we started using it on many different other applications than just walking on it, and I'm going to show you some in this video. But I started researching it, and I think the reason it works is foam allows us to have very rapid motor unit recruitment. Now the only time rapid motor unit recruitment happens with strength training is when you have a maximal load, or when there's a very fast or powerful, either reactive movement or like a speed strength movement. But what foam allows us to do is have that motor unit recruitment, which is good in a rehabilitative setting because we're not going to be using maximal loads. We're not going to use very fast movements. We're going to use very short joint angles, and when we do that, typical activation exercises and typical rehabilitative exercises are done at a very slow pace. Okay. What we're going to do with the foam is we're going to do rehabilitative and activation exercises, but we're going to have a very high motor unit recruitment. Okay, and it's the speed at which those motor units are recruited, very rapid. Okay, there's a reactive, reflective motor unit recruitment when we use the foam, and I'm going to show you that with some of the movements that I'm going to demonstrate. But that's the benefits of foam, is that the adjustments that happen when you're either standing on it or working with it, the adjustments your body has to make, they're very quick and they're very rapid, and that's that motor unit recruitment. And that's what we want when we're trying to activate an inhibited or dormant muscle group, or trying to rehabilitate muscle group, because it allows us to get rapid motor unit recruitment, very short joint angle. Alright, so check out some of these exercises, and I suggest you get some foam. If you need to know where I got it, email me at Diesel Crew, and we'll show you how it works. Thanks. So what we're doing, we're walking on the foam. We can do this prior to our lower body workout, but what it's doing is it's firing that quad. It's also opening up the ankles, improving our ankle mobility, and our toe dexterity. With our toes, we're grabbing the foam and pulling it in. Okay, similar to wearing like Vibram shoes. They have individual components for the toes. We're opening this up. We have our shoes off, walking on the foam. We're firing our quads, activating our quads, and open up our ankles. You get that shot again. You get better at it. You can add dumbbells to your hands to overload the movement. Still, you want to concentrate on articulations at the ankles, just opening those toes up and flexing those quads down, flexing your quads. Prior to our upper body, we also use this to activate the rhomboids, the traps, serratus, and by walking on this with our hands, we're opening up the wrists and fingers. All the bad stuff that happens when you're sitting at the computer all day. So our goal is just to walk around all over here. We can do some push-up plus, we can do some push-ups. If it hurts your wrist at first, go with a hammer grip. With your fist balled up, just go here. Once you get used to it, you can just open those hands up. You can see.
Alright.
You got that?
Yep.
The way they use foam on a box squat, we had ours cut the same size, but what happens is, as you go down, you build up what's called elastic energy. Basically, from an eccentric movement into a concentric, you build elastic energy and it's stored. And during the eccentric movement, it accumulates and is expressed through the concentric movement. What the foam does and what happens when you sit on the box, all that elastic energy is dissipated. Alright, so you don't have that rebound effect, you don't have that reactive effect, especially when you're overloading that eccentric with bands and stuff. So the foam, one, breaks that eccentric concentric chain, but it also softens the box for novice lifters who are just learning the box squat so they don't splash the box. So what you do is you sit on there and the foam absorbs the eccentric, dissipates the elastic energy. Okay, so that means you have to dynamically activate those motor units. You're dynamic overcoming static. So in the hole, dissipate the energy, you're static, you dynamically have to shoot off. Okay, so that's building that explosive strength. So that's how you use it on a box. Dissipate, dynamic. Okay. Now the other way to use it is, a lot of people do planks. Well, that's good for like a basic foundational movement, and you've seen in some of my other videos, we use planks to rehabilitate the lower back. But what we do is, you take a static, yes sir, you take that static isometric movement of the torso from a plank, and you add in a roller. So we have a ab roller. So the thing that's happening is, you have that torso rigidity with articulations of the lower body, okay, which is more functional, I hate that word, but functional for real world applications. So anytime you create rigidity, there has to be movement of the upper body or lower body, just like real world movements, okay. So that's why planks, where there's no movement, okay, aren't really good for building strength where it allows you to express more power. So what we do is, we take, okay, so we're going to use the ab roller. We're going to put our knees on the foam. So again, we're going to have a static contraction of the torso, but our knees are going to be adjusting very rapidly, okay, throughout the whole movement. You're going to see that. The last way we're going to show you this is we're going to do some Bulgarian split squats, and we're going to put this under our lead leg. And again, just firing that quad harder, because our feet are going to be adjusting like this very quickly on the foam and on that lead leg, okay? Mm-hmm. So this is some of the ways, not all the ways we use the foam, but you can see there's a lot of application where you can implement it right away. One as a warm-up, another as a rehabilitative exercise, and the third way is just to make something harder. And what we're doing again is trying to increase and magnify and intensify the rate of motor unit recruitment. All right, thanks a lot. Come back to Diesel Crew for all your innovative strength training. Thanks.